Hello, my name is Ray Pattison, and I am a special education teacher at Kearns Junior High School. I've been teaching for 6 years. I'm going into my 7th year, and I love it. I have a passion for students with severe disabilities. And yeah, originally from the South, I graduated from the University of Georgia. Go Dogs! And now I'm currently pursuing my master's in special education at the University of Utah. Go Utes! Maybe because I like the color red. We don't know. I was asked to write my message as an educator, or my vision for education. And so I'd love to share it with you today. Although it is focused on special education, as that is my content area. As you may know, or you may come to find out, we will all have experience teaching students of all abilities during our careers in education. So maybe take something, just listen and take something I might say and figure out how it would apply to you and your beliefs of students with disabilities in your content area. I sat in the hospital holding her little 6-year-old hand in my own. The nurse came in to tell me she had not smiled in the days she'd been there. I looked puzzled. She loves music, I told them, holding up her speech device where she chose a song from her choice board. We didn't know she could do that. They stood stunned as I pulled up the song. Well, have you tried? I responded. They paused for a moment. We didn't think to try. As the song played, her smile widened. We only had a few days more with that sweet girl, Maddie. I'm grateful for the memory, as I believe that her last days may have been a little less scary with a little more music. I don't fault the nurse in this story. Our society has taught us that people with disabilities are incapable, broken, and a burden. Sorry, my dog sneezed. Society has labeled people with disabilities for what they can't do. Can't walk, can't live independently, can't talk, can't read, can't dream. We have the capacity to reimagine our educational framework, one that centers not on what students can't do, but rather what they can. My vision for education in Utah is that every student is seen, heard, and challenged. I envision a system where every student, regardless of ability, behavior, or circumstance, is seen as capable and deserving of opportunity, where teachers foster a culture of high expectations, policymakers are committed to equity, and the public celebrates the full spectrum of student success. To my fellow educators, you are the architects of belief. Continue fostering the belief that all students are capable of incredible things. Advocate for those who fall through the cracks, and collaborate with each other to maintain high expectations for all students. I've been guilty of looking at a student's IEP, making an assumption only to be surprised if or when that student is given the opportunity to explode out of the box. The problem isn't the student. It's the narrow box we try to fit them into. Foster a culture where every student has someone to believe in them. To policymakers, student success demands investment. Prioritize funding for rigorous curriculum, inclusive extracurriculars, and qualified staffing, particularly in special education classrooms. Promote policies with all students in mind. Visit classrooms often, especially those that are unfamiliar to you. Take the time to listen and learn the needs of educators and students in the state. Redefine what it means to succeed. And to the public, our abilities far outweigh our disabilities. I have watched my students in wheelchairs climb to the top of a rock wall. I have seen them interview celebrities. I have seen them perform on stage in front of hundreds and be featured on the news. I had the chance to carry one of my students up the wing of an airplane where she reached for the yoke. Yes, these things are amazing, but ask yourself, why is it that we live in a world where it is so unexpected for students with severe disabilities to accomplish big things? Sometimes we fall into the societal norms and assume a student's abilities based on our own preconceived notions about what intelligence looks like. My goal is to create a culture where we see someone with a disability as a whole person, beautifully made, and recognize that they each have a voice that is worthy to be heard and deserving of our attention and care. We can change our perspective. I dream of a world where every student, regardless of ability, behavior, or need, is seen as capable, worthy, and full of potential, where every educator affirms the value and abilities of all students, where every policymaker walks into session understanding that funding access is funding excellence, and where every community member walks in life expecting to see people with and without disabilities celebrated together. Let's believe, let's include, and above all, let's try. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great orientation and a great rest of your summer, and I hope to meet some of you this coming year.